there's an LPL Champ Select music from this year. Okay. Get the new music going. Seven minutes should be fine for me to join this lobby, right? Oh, it's just me and a bunch of people on the other team.
Yeah, I'll be in a second.
They're in good spirits. They're talking to me. I don't know if they realize I'm not important. Oh, he wants the GIF. I don't know that I know where I stored that. Sorry, stream. This is gonna be weird for a second. Oh, it's in. Okay. Okay, what else do I need to change? Because I did not do a thorough job. Okay, so I have that, and then I need this to be junior class. Okay, cool. I think we're there. I think I've changed all the scenes. We might have actually done it this time.
Hey, yo. Have you had an opportunity to watch the LCS games? No.
No?
My weekend's been pretty busy, unfortunately.
Yeah. Cloud9 just destroying everything by playing Ivern and Soraka mid.
Huge fan of that.
Yeah, sometimes you move your star top laner to mid lane and then make him play Ivern and Soraka and go 2-0.
Yeah. Occasionally.
Weird, it didn't update the stream title. Like, the stream title is very clearly updated, but it didn't update on, like, my Twitter post. It's also really interesting how much different the interaction with the Twitter posts is for the, like, stream announcements compared to what I just shitpost.
Mm-hmm.
I need a way to shitpost the stream announcements, I guess. That's too much work, though. That's a lot of effort.
Yeah, that's a lot of effort.
Alright. Well, they're ready, I guess. I'm getting pinged places. I don't like that. Oh. Okay, I'm getting pinged somewhere that doesn't matter. That's what we like. Can you see the draft link?
Yes.
I should have told you earlier, and now I'm going to tell the stream. We might have Miggy on for Game 2 draft, just to chat and be involved, and prevent us from ruining all of our talking points during a 3-minute delay.
I can work with that.
If he's feeling up to it. He might not be. He just got back from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully he's doing alright. I don't know if he's watching right now. That's a draft link. And then this is Dark Sides. I hate this. I told Lane yesterday, but like you go into the Twitch dashboard, and while you're live, the run 1 minute ad break button is just flashing at you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like very clearly I should hit this, right? But I don't want to. I am pretty staunchly anti-ads. I feel bad that it makes people have pre-rolls because we're affiliated. The like 38 cents I've earned on them is not worth it, you know?
Right.
Like if I was doing this for anything related to a living, I'd, you know, maybe think about running in between games, but there's no point for this. Who are we talking about there?
Doesn't matter. I have so many points. And I know I'm never going to redeem a Flex Q cast.
I just added in you know, a new high high bar.
Oh my god,
You can
nice. Okay.
You can redeem the 69,420, and there's nothing.
I'm about a third of the way there. I'll get I'll get right on that. Oh, they're drafting.
Oh, they're drafting. Even better.
Blue side Orn ban. Real blue side Orn ban experience.
This is not the correct scene. Whoops. This one. Let's try that.
I don't think for a second that this Orn ban is targeted at anybody on Crowstorm.
Yeah, there's definitely not an Orn player for sure.
Mm-mm. I do like taking away blue side Vex. Not a huge fan of that champion. Kind of fulfills too many roles in my opinion.
All right. Well, officially welcome. Sorry, I'm distracting myself while attempting to cast. Welcome officially then to Runeterra Academy Junior League Week 1. We have Team Dusk and Shade, which is labeled as TDR. I still haven't gotten the full explanation for this, but you know, we vibing. And taking on Return to the Middlesticks Crowstorm. There's a couple more bans that have happened, and Diana's going to be the first pick for TDR.
Like that. No Yumi, no Janna, no Shen, no Viego. These are all fairly expected-ish. We're looking at a Scion. Oh no, that Scion's just happening.
Yeah. So you take away Orin and Shen from Vibon, and he probably plays a Scion. That's just the tier list. There's a Nara in there somewhere, and that's pretty much the champion pool.
Yeah, that seems pretty expected. Hey, Jinx is pretty good right now. Kind of like that.
Yeah, Jinx falling all the way to R2 is kind of surprising. And
yeah, a little bit.
There she is for Benji. Victor, also very strong in the meta. This is very strong meta draft. Set a little bit off the board though, but a pretty good matchup into Scion usually.
Yeah, it's... I mean, if you know what you're doing, this lane's pretty crap for Scion, honestly.
Oh boy, Victor Corky.
Oh boy!
Victor
Corky!
You know,
let's go.
You know, that guy's incredible. I say at a party trying to break the ice. That Corky guy. We fit it in. Oh, I did miss that. Shout out to Marionette for her 12-month resub yesterday, because I apparently forgot because I'm a degenerate Twitch streamer and didn't announce it. I like that you're XDing before it's on stream. You're giving the preview. Oh, anyway. More bans. Jin Caitlyn, Trundle, all gone, and the Hecarim as well. So, this should be Blazing Cake's pick, looking for a jungler right now. My co-caster just flexing the 14-month. The 10-month streak somehow didn't drop it during the off-season. What a god gamer.
Yeah, it just builds on a 6-month cycle.
Oh, okay. Well, you know,
we're out here. So we get the more 80 carry bans and Trundle Hecarim. Jen Caitlyn seem fine. Those are both good lane answers into oh, hey, that's more interesting than what I'm talking about.
Yeah, ROTM, that's likely not a mid lane Fiddlesticks, but it's as close as we're gonna get probably anytime soon. So, Fiddle into the jungle for Crowstorm.
Yeah, kind of changes up the entire makeup of the game, actually, that pick does. Aphelios here, Thresh is still on the table. That's like the typical Aphelios pairing, but you could also go a little more defensive. Thresh doesn't feel like it fits this comp super well. That seems a little bit more stable.
Yep, just hovering over that. Serafini gonna be locked in, and I hate that champion, but it is pretty good in this team comp right now. And that leaves the counter pick for Garethar, who's gonna lock in the Braum.
I like these drafts. This is a good draft.
Yeah, we've got some definite team fighting potential out of both sides, and you know, maybe a more traditional front-to-back team comp with the extra spice of the Fiddle pick for Return of the Middlesticks. TDR, you know, probably looking for some flanks and some extra engaging angles with the Diana set.
Yeah, there's just, I mean, I agree. There's the insane scaling, really good front to back. The wild card fiddle. TDR just has damage. Like, there's so much damage.
Alright, into second draft then. We'll watch as these comps come together again. So we'll take a step back. Again, this is week 1 of the Runeterra Academy Junior League regular season. This is a D4 cap league with 1 D3 player. Hello, Garthar. And I believe the D3 player is 1 Spring Leaf, the jungler for TDR. So should be relatively evenly matched rosters in terms of like ranking. Should be a fun time overall. We've got Crowstorm tonight and Darkwind tomorrow night. I just accidentally trolled and flipped that. Okay, sorry, there we go. I'm hitting buttons. You know, sometimes the funny buttons say good and you just flip the scene while you're talking. Anyway, happy to have you guys with us tonight. I didn't introduce ourselves earlier. I'm Maris, my co-caster is Oath tonight, and we might have a special appearance by the ex-Craze Hokage himself later on. We'll have to play that one a little bit by ear, but welcome to the Return of the Middlesticks stream. If you haven't been here, if you also haven't been here, please hit the follow button, as that does help us out a lot. So we see these drafts coming together. We can focus back in Oath. Where is the action happening in the early game?
Is there? Is there action happening? I feel like if it was gonna be early action, it might be a fight over a crab. There's gonna be a little bit of poking back and forth, but honestly, top lane is a snooze fest if it's not super over aggressive on one side. I'm not even going to touch the Victor Corki matchup with a 10-foot pole. That I'm so tired of it.
There's also no reason to bring analysis to it because it's been analyzed so many times, right?
Yeah,
So we can get away with the one sentence analysis where Corki is good at dragon fights. The lane is boring as shit. Cool, done.
Yeah, super fun. You pick it into the Victor because it arguably scales better and it doesn't flat out lose like most things do to Victor. And then you just get free Dragon Prio, pretty much.
Of course, the most interesting matchup I think is this jungle matchup, the Diana versus Fiddlesticks. And as Diana, do you feel like you're strong enough to look at invades into the Fiddle? Fiddle notoriously very difficult to 1v1 because of the fear, but
I mean you can, I think so. You have to have good setup for it. Like you have to have prio, because the one thing Fiddle does do really well, even if he's not just beating you in the 1v1, is stall for his lanes to rotate. He's got the fear, he's got the drain, he's got the silence. The character was built to create time. So
alright.
But I mean, Diana just is an assassin. Like, you should be looking for invades into something squishy like Fiddlesticks. If you can coordinate an invade with like set off of a good wave push, that would be ideal.
Alright, we're gonna ask a question in the chat for you guys to bet on. I'm typing it right now. I probably should have typed it and then mentioned that I'm doing it. But yeah, which team's going to secure Rift Herald? I'm very curious about that. These comps, as we mentioned, a lot of scaling, not a huge amount of lane priority on either side. I'm curious which side you guys think is going to get ahead early and secure that Rift Herald. Do you have an opening thought on that question?
I am putting my opening thought in the prediction real quick. Give me a second. There we go. I think, assuming they're not just deprioritizing it super hard, TDR really should just have at least the first Rift Herald.
And is
you
that
should
just
have
because...
shove in mid. You should have shove in top. You should have that 3v3 fight, I think, as well. Unless Fiddlesticks gets a really nice ult.
Alright, well, Oath throwing his money down. Will you answer? We'll see. We had something ridiculous. I think everybody was waiting for bets during the off season. We had something like 100,000 points bet on the first prediction yesterday. This one a little tame. Everybody feeling it out. We'll see where we get to. But if you don't have any stream points, you can always hit the follow button for 300 stream points.
Oh, ayo. Incentives.
I don't know how to bribe that.
Did you not just bribe that?
I just did. Yeah. But...
Yeah. That seems.
All right.
That seems reasonable.
This is the LPL champ select music. It's kind of weird just because it has this like sound that goes into it. Not a huge fan of that. But no, you got to play them once. Figure that out.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like it.
Well, we successfully killed a bunch of time. So welcome.
Let's go.
Into game number 1 as soon as we load. There were a lot of spectator glitches yesterday, so we'll have to make sure that we keep everything even. I'm looking at a black screen right now, so I'm not flipping anything. You're not missing
same here.
anything on the stream. Sorry, guys.
Hey, let's go. It's Red Baron Gorky. This guy doesn't have the prestige version. Confirmed. Not a set player.
He's got the border though. That's almost bigger, right? You had to waste the like 250 points on the border rather than the prestige skin.
Nope. I'm not gonna give it to him.
All right.
Yeah.
The most interesting rune that I see is the. Well, first you have Summon Airy on Victor rather than First Strike, which gives him a little bit more pressure. But then the God, I can't remember the name of this. The Guardian on the Seraphine is kind of an interesting choice, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Do you have just a blackout with name?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Neat. This is the Season 12 Riot Games Spectate experience. There's no tower indicators, and sometimes the client breaks. If this doesn't flip over soon, we probably need to...
I just clicked forward on my yeah, like on the actual progress bar.
Mm-hmm.
You bring it up and you like as if you're fast forwarding.
Okay, cool. I'm fast forwarding to as much as I can get to. Cool.
Oh, okay. Then I will do that real quick.
I'm at
Let's make it live.
Yeah, we're 2 times speed through the early. Okay. I think we're settled in. We're at 34, 35, 36. We can check when you get there, but
yeah, no, I'm there. We're good.
Cool. Thank you, Riot Games, for having such a great spectator. It's better than having no spectator client, right? This isn't TFT
It
at
is.
least, but
yeah.
Boy, if it isn't buggy sometimes. So welcome into Summoner's Rift. Both teams get a 5-point to start. Well, kind of 5-point. Set is making it a 4-point. Now he's headed back to a 5th one, but yeah, and it looks like no one's gonna. Oh, there's the last second 10 points on Rodham for the bet. So
let's go.
We finally have someone to bet against. Oh, there we go. Okay. Everyone wait until the last second to throw some points in. Okay, we got almost a reasonable bet. It's like 3,000 versus 4,000. We take it.
Yeah, we'll take it, honestly.
All right. Well, both junglers starting on the bottom side, looking to path up to that top lane. Maybe influence the Set versus Sion matchup, which, as we covered, is probably the most volatile one early. Although Victor and Corki, there was trading that happened in my Victor Corki lane. Was that a spectator glitch or?
I believe so. It's the Season 12 spectator client experience that I just saw. The rest of this lane won't look anything like that. We haven't really touched a whole lot on the bottom lane. You kind of mentioned it a little bit. We got the Seraphine pick, so the Braum answer happens. What is this? This has got to be a bug, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what keeps happening in the mid lane. We'll have to make sure that we've loaded into the correct game, but for now, level 2 hit by Golden Champ up in the top lane as he's getting a little shove in on Vbon, a little trading happening, but our lane's playing kind of nicely together so far, other than this mid lane where Colburn took his Gatling gun early and has started to shove in the Victor, which is kind of interesting. I wonder if he's going to look to have Fiddle come in and maybe like look at this top crab and try to collapse on Diana. This could be an actual play that we see early game.
Yeah, I would appreciate that, because the further you can, the more you can delay Victor, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah. Do you think that
Even
that's...
if you believe that you have the scaling, which I think between Corki and Jinx they probably do, it's still better.
Do you think that's maybe a product of Colburn taking first strike that he's able to shove in?
Maybe, or it's because he took first strike that he wants to be shoving in that way.
Yeah, either way, both junglers walking toward this crab right now. Golden Champ getting a little bit better at that trade onto Vbon in the top lane, and Blazing Cake kind of backing off of that fight. It's interesting, you would think that that would have been relatively known on the jungle path, and both of the junglers cleared about the same speed, but just opting away from that one, and now he's going to go take that bottom crab. Diana's going to scoot a boot into his jungle and see what he can grab. And it looks like Springleaf is going to get some Krugs for his trouble, so he'll be up a camp on the Fiddlesticks.
Yeah, and Colburn's starting to get a little bit low. Both of the mid laners have burned through corrupting pots, and the lasers just keep landing.
Yeah, and the Airy plus Scorch starting to stack up a little bit onto Colburn. He's got to be careful. That's another laser that's going to connect, but Blazing Cake is here looking for something to happen, but Victor just going to walk out of the top side, and Golden Champ and Vbon continue to be the most interesting thing happening on the Rift. That's a big trade, though, for Golden Champ and Vbon. Probably has to go back to base off of that one, or
Yeah,
at least consume his biscuits.
That's going to be a TP for sure. And this is just kind of how the lane goes until you've got the god duo items into any bruiser matchup.
Yeah, Vbon's still sticking around. Has the shield up, the W for first blood, though. Really nicely played by Golden Champ, and the Soul Furnace shouldn't be able to do a whole lot for Vbon. Oh, he's going to get some autos down. Okay, not quite enough. Did get the grass proc, get that little extra health, but first blood to TDR up in the top lane, and Golden Champ off to a good start.
Yeah, unfortunately you really just can't do that. Like, you can't stick around like that.
Yeah, I think he at least needed to burn through his other biscuit, and then maybe he could consider it, but I think the higher percentage play was probably just a recall there.
Yeah, and it's so much, like, I feel, in my top lane experience this season, it's so much easier to make that decision, right? Like, you're not holding TP for anything else. You can only go to towers. Unless you're getting a 4-man in bot lane, then there's really no point to hanging on to it for any length of time. You're just going back to your lane.
Yeah, Logic walked out in the bush, kind of fake warding, maybe trying to throw Rodham off of his scent here, but Golden Blade and Logic, I'm hoping it's Logic. It could just be Logic, and this is just like a funny thing. If there's any people in the chat who want to correct me, feel free to. I'm not opposed to it. But Colburn has roamed down. He's level 6 on the Corki. Gonna Valken Golden Blade. Getting a little bit low. He got hit by the Braum passive. Where's the stun? There's the stun underneath the tower, but he gets a little bit too far away. He'll get the root from the purple gun, and everybody gonna have to back off for Rodham. So the roam timing from Colburn, he burnt his flash in the process, and not able to really find a whole lot. Well, I guess he got the summoner spells out of Aphelios. I shouldn't say nothing, but...
Yeah, both the sums off of Aphelios feels nice, but I definitely feel like that's only worth if you can revisit that lane and actually pull gold out of that. Otherwise, you're just waiting the minutes until Golden Blade has those back available.
Yeah. Stale Bagels and Springleaf gonna walk into the Rodham jungle right now. They've got a lot of priority just because Corki had abandoned mid lane. Set has had the better of this matchup up on the top side as well, and it's allowed Diana to get some of these invades off, and you can see that start to stack up in the CS. Kind of an interesting little build to start off with. Springleaf just sitting with the blasting wand in inventory.
I kind of like that. I mean, just the raw damage for Diana makes these invades a little bit easier, because if you can just... Well, that's a good ult. That's a good decision. And Springleaf also burned the ult for that as well.
Yeah, so the Moonfall down, but so is the Unstoppable Onslaught. I hope that's right. Yes,
Mhm.
cool. We did it. Unstop. Yeah, sometimes you just have 5 syllables for your ultimate name, and you have to try to call that out. But we're back to farming for a little bit. Vbon's going to be in a rough spot, though. That wave is kind of been permanent frozen, although this is looking pretty good in the bottom lane. So, over the wall, the Crowstorm coming through. No flash on the Aphelios. Golden Blade trying to kite back away with the red gun, but Colburn is there to secure the kill. And Logic trying to cut away. Benji chasing him down. When does he have the zap up? One auto, the zap doesn't connect, and he's actually out of there. Springleaf just going to go back to farming his red buff. Has to use the smite on it, so it should be a secured dragon for Return of the Middlesticks.
That was a really good angle for Blazing Cake.
Yeah, I really like that. They were able to catch him being a little aggressive on the ward and really punish that. Even up the kill count. Meanwhile, in top lane, we're kind of back to this. This lane has been, as I mentioned, just so frozen in such a bad spot for Vbon. Golden Champ really flexing early game. It's amounted to a 10 CS and 1 kill lead, which doesn't feel like a huge amount, but it's going to continue to stack up the longer this freeze goes.
Yeah, it's about 400 gold-ish, and you can really only do this to Scion until that plated comes through, plus a little bit more health, either in levels or in a ruby crystal. But you know, you take advantage of it when you can, because this is your best option. Timing after that, Scion just kind of doesn't care about you.
Yeah, Stale Bagel going to pick up this minion wave, and you can see the CS discrepancies in that top triangle for TDR looking pretty good. In the bottom lane, though, Benji out to 10 CS lead. Didn't get any kill contribution, though, on that bot lane gank, unfortunately. Not able to finish off the Seraphine, but we'll be happy with a little bit of a lead down there. Although, it doesn't amount to an item lead. I should note, it's a longsword lead currently for Golden Blade.
Yeah, and that's you know, that's kind of super negligible. I would like to see a scenario in which they can take advantage of this flash being down a little bit further, but Blazing Cake is up on the top side, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. You already made good on the burn summoners already, so
Yeah, Vbon just trying to grab whatever farm he can, but we can see the result of this freeze has turned into a nice crash, even calling up the jungler just to try to keep Vbon off a little bit longer. And Golden Champ just forcing him back. This has been really excellently played so far by the set. Colburn able to get out of that gravity well. Are we looking at the junglers to make a play here, or are we still in full on scaling mode? Well, as I
I
say
think
that,
we're in,
Diana's
yeah.
going to jump onto the Rift Herald, and
I think this is going to be a play. Maybe not necessarily one that they are like trying to set up for and force. I mean, they're gonna have Prio. Fiddlesticks is already here.
yeah, the Crowstorm coming in, trying to hit up the Diana. Colburn going in onto 2 Stale Bagels, and he just flashes into the Crowstorm. Blazing Cake will pick up that kill. Vbon going to be the last one up here, but 3v2 should be a Rift Herald secured for Return of the Middlesticks, and you know, if we're betting, we're looking at that 1,000 health right now, and it's going to be secured by ROTM. And Crowstorm off to a pretty good start. Garethar had roamed up just to make sure that that was secured, and Benji might be in a little bit of trouble, has some happy feet, but he'll dance back out. So congratulations to the ROTM betters. Let me give them their points.
Yep. Feel like Two Stale Bagels did not expect a scenario in which Fiddlesticks was actually there. So he was walking over from mid, and I don't know exactly how long Blazing Cake was in that bush.
Yeah, Golden Blade in a lot of trouble, though. The knockup from Garethar going to land still. The summoner spells had just come up for Golden Blade, but they're still able to capitalize. They don't actually get the summoners back out, but now going to drop the Rift Herald bottom and try to extend this lead for Benji.
Yeah, this is a great turn of events for Return of the Middlesticks here. They're gonna get a ton of plate gold. Ooh, it didn't look like that looked like that plate gold only went to Blazing Cake. A little unfortunate.
Yeah, 320 in the back pocket of Cake. Basically another kill's worth of gold. That always weirds me out, the effigies flashing.
Oh,
I
I remember
understand why they
the
do
week
that.
that rework released. It was the funniest thing on the planet.
Ooh, Springleaf walking in, gonna scare the effigy. I think Cake is fine here. He's got to be a little bit careful doing his duo camps. Oh, even smiting that his mid laner had come down, and Fiddle just smites it right in front of him. I don't know if he was still feeling that Diana might have been there, and it was just a safety thing, or if you know, if I'm Fiddle, I need the blue buff. I've got the kills right now.
Yeah, I mean, it feels a little bad that you're not handing off blue to Corky, especially when he's got Manamute finished, but yeah, it's probably not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, Set gonna use
Ooh.
the showstopper in, looking for the solo bolo onto Vbon. Does he have anything left in the tank though? The W?
No.
Nice sidestep by Vbon, so
Yeah, you
400
need
health.
E to come back up again in that fight before you can actually, and E
Oh,
needs at least 2
Diana
ranks.
somehow snuck in behind Benji. This is almost assuredly a kill. Springleaf onto him, one auto, the follow-up on the sniper shot from Golden Blade, but in comes Vbon looking to turn this back around. Garethar collapsing from the side. They're going to stun up the Stale Bagel, but Springleaf very healthy. There's just no damage coming through. They're kiting back to Cake. He's got the Crowstorm in, but all 5 members of TDR are here in the bottom lane. A big Seraphine ult locking up a couple members of ROTM. The package in, but he can't quite finish off Golden Blade. Now TDR burning down on top of this package. They're so low, but there's just no damage coming through from ROTM, and they're going to be able to evacuate. They lose 1 in the trade, but TDR now with 5 strong in the bottom lane can look to shove in, maybe grab this dragon.
When I saw that Seraphine ult land, I thought there's no way that both of them survive, but actually Return of the Middlesticks doesn't lose anybody except for the initial play onto Benji. It is definitely going to be their dragon, but it looks like Rodham wants to fight for this.
Yeah, no ultimates up though. Jinx Death Rocket came in, almost was able to steal it, took it down to, I believe that was under 100 health. I didn't quite see the health bar, but still secured by TDR. We get an ocean map, the chill ocean beats to vibe to. I forget what Captain Flowers calls it.
I think you're fairly close,
Vibe
if I
and
remember
farm
correctly.
minions too, I think is the full, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, that changes priorities a little bit. You get the opportunity to give Ocean to a team that has Fiddlesticks, Scion, and Corky on it. You're not going to say no to that.
Yeah, Springleaf still here in the bottom lane. There is a ward in that near bush, so he'll be spotted now, and Benji and Garethar know that they're about to be dived? Doven? Dived? They're backing off. Well, Springleaf's still going to try to force in. He's got the Moonfall, but not quite able to pull in Benji. Able to just escape that, but 2 Stale Bagels taking up an aggressive path. He'll get the laser in. We're really focused on this trio. I don't know if something's about to happen to them. I don't think so. I always worry when the directed camera focuses on someone that I'm not expecting it to.
Yeah.
Looks like it's fine. Zap coming back through Cake. Just zooming in around the side. He's got the Predator. Gonna get rooted up, but he's gonna get the Crowstorm off. He'll get the Terror on to one Springleaf. In comes the Rocket, but nicely blocked by the Diana, and everybody, again, gonna get out of there. Importantly, though, Set has been wailing away on this top lane tower. Vbon has been stealing Gromp. That's a net positive to the Set, in case you needed that one spilled out. So, other side of the map, it feels like going pretty well for TDR.
Yeah, with this wave, he actually has this already. Like, Vibon's not going to get back in time.
Yeah, now stuck farming these minions. He gets all the minions, but now has to get away from the Set. Gets pulled back in to the Haymaker. I don't think he's quite got the damage. Vbon still has the ultimate. Oh, it gets blocked immediately. I didn't realize he went around the body on the showstopper. He does the full Nelson.
Yeah, no, it's the full RKO.
But yeah, trying to use the W, not quite enough damage. Now Garethar is here. They get the stun up, and Colbrin with the collapse. The Ignite might just burn him down, or the tower. Colbrin will get the last hit. And a little over-aggression there from Golden Champ.
Yeah, the problem is the only real problem with that play, other than flashing in for the Facebreaker was the initial W did not rack up full damage. You want to hold that W till after you've used Showstopper. Showstopper has enough of a slow on it that unless V-Bon has flash, you're gonna land it, and it's gonna be a lot higher damage.
Yeah, Crowstorm with the kill lead, but because of these cross map plays, we saw Aphelios get the tower in the bottom lane, the tower in the top for Golden Champ, has equated to a small gold lead now for TDR, and you know we're scaling comfortably into the game. Like it's a very even game, so I don't think either team is super perturbed about it. But having those extra structures down might enable TDR to find a couple of little cheeky extra paths, and now maybe this Rift Herald for one Springleaf.
Yeah, the Rift Herald's entirely possible. They should be able to defend this while it's going down. What I'm interested in is because the gold is pretty much dead even, and the tower count is in TDR's favor, what are the objective bounties going to look like this game? If there are any. I mean, I have not yet played in a game where objective bounties don't come online at one point.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see them for quite a while. Like we had the first game of Masters yesterday where neither team got more than a 2,500 gold lead. I think objective bounties came on as the game was ending. So
yeah, that would make sense.
We'll have to see how it goes, but I also don't know if it announces it to us in client or we just kind of see the result of it. I haven't been paying close enough attention. We don't have the little circle in the bottom of the mini map, at least.
No, and I don't know yet. This is my first time in Spectate for a while. If we get the golden border around the towers either, or around the objectives rather. TDR very early to this dragon spawn. They're actually going to have to walk back out of their vision to claim their mid wave, and then they're immediately back into the river looking to trap up here in this brush.
Yeah, Keg checking with the effigies, but he's going to get pulled in by Springleaf and immediately taken down. Colburn doing quite a bit of damage off the side. He has the package available, so this could be really risky. Look at that little funnel that they walked into, but not going to be able to pull the trigger. It's 4v5 right now. No Fiddlesticks for Crowstorm. As Dragon started up, Springleaf on it with Golden Blade. In comes the package trying to separate the team. They immediately take down the Seraphine and the Victor. Golden Champ trying to cut back out toward that Corki, but Springleaf is caught in the back of the pit fighting V-Bon. Golden Blade, though, has so many chakrams, walks forward but gets exhausted. He does take down one. They take down two. Benji falls as well, and Golden Blade is popping off. The double kill for the Aphelios. He had like 18 or 19 chakrams on him. And V-Bon, the last one alive for Crowstorm, he'll fall, and it's an ace for TDR.
Yeah, that was a really nicely executed combo.
The Crowstorm is going to take down the Diana?
He's going to get it, yeah. Springleaf getting a little greedy for the jungle, forgot that they killed the jungler so early. Yeah, and for the 4v5 effort, it was a nice setup. The package into the Unstoppable Onslaught, basically straight killing two Stale Bagels and Logic, but Golden Blade went pretty much untouched on Lethal Tempo Chakram Aphelios, so that's a W. You lose those if you're not the team with Aphelios.
Yeah, not quite the ideal combo. He had the green-white combo, but that was all he needed. The chakrams just tore through Return of the Middlesticks at the end of that fight. And now we'll see where RTM wants to go. They only lose out on about 400 gold in the Dragon as a result of that fight. So it's still very even game. And, you know, everybody continues to scale in. The Luden's Tempest finished up for Colburn. You can see the result of that as Corki is just a very completely balanced champion right now when he gets these two items.
Yeah, super cool interactive experience. Also, when he picks up the Ravenous, that's my favorite. The 3-item spike is cancerous.
Stale Bagels might not be able to walk that way. They're going to get the engage. Oh, the Gravity Well just pulls in Colburn, and Springleaf gets the kill with the Moonfall. So a little bit of a punish there onto Colburn and Garethar, and now they'll drop the Rift Herald in mid lane just to try to bust open this tower. Golden Blade is here. They're threatening the Crowstorm on the other side. V-Bon hanging in the shadows as well. Benji still has to walk through the river. The charge does come through, almost secures that tower, and it looks like Dusk and Shade going to be able to force their way in.
Yeah, they sort of lost track of Springleaf there, and the Diana ult plus the Gravity Well was enough to just lock down Colburn, trying to go a little aggressive close to the tower. I mean, Corki never really goes under the tower. He doesn't need to.
Yeah, and Benji had to take just a really circuitous route to get back to his team, so not able to really help out in the defense. And it's a nice little grab for TDR. They are up 1,500 gold now, which is starting to extend, starting to snowball just a little bit. We'll see if they can keep the pressure on. Some important items getting finished up. You have the Zanya's Hourglass for one Spring Leaf, which is huge. And then other than that, oh, actually LDR finished up for Aphelios feels pretty nice as well.
Yeah, that actually feels amazing into the exact build path that Vbon has taken up into the set. So that's a little bit rough.
Yeah, you have the Sterix completion as well, and it just feels like ROTM just a touch behind on that second item completion, except for Colbrin. And when they don't have the Corki on the map, it's a little bit rough. Vbon, not going to agree. I think that he stays for the tower destruction proc. He's going to get it anyway with the minions. Okay.
Yeah.
He knows better than I do, I guess.
I mean, you kind of get the effect of the second item on Blazing Cake because of the stopwatch, but yeah, you're right. I mean, the big differential is the fact that LDR's up on Golden Blade and Jinx is still sitting on Gale Force plus Zeal. That feels kinda bad.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, it's probably just better, but looking at the amount of damage and long range catch, I feel like this could have been a shield bow game in a certain world.
Yeah, potentially. Well, 35 seconds to go on this dragon spawn as TDR asserts their authority and walks into the pit. Colburn has his unleashed teleport. That was really bizarre looking. Gonna get the knock up onto Springleaf. I don't think that they'll be able to find a whole lot, but TDR continuing to sweep on through. There's a lot of vision for both teams in this river, so not a full uncontested vision game. Colburn, does he have the package? It looks like he's waiting for just a second. 12 seconds. He was just pinging it, so
12
he'll pick
seconds
that
on the
up.
passive, 10 seconds on the drag when that ping went down. It's gonna be close.
Yeah, so he
Can
just
they
picked up the
stall it?
package right now. And
Oh,
then
he's
he
got the
comes with the
TP, okay.
teleport. So able to join Vbon trying to force his way in. He walks through the gravity well. That's important. But in comes the Crowstorm. Logic and Two-Stale Bagels, the first targets. Colburn holding onto that package for now, but they just don't need it. ROTM winning the fight without that. And now the big ultimate from Diana gets a lot of damage through, but it's just not enough to secure anything. Benji trying to kite away. He'll get punched down by Golden Champ. Golden Blade's still alive, but he cannot escape Vbon. And ROTM wins the fight 4-for-1. Set this the sole survivor, lurking his way back around. He's at about half, maybe a little over half health. We'll see if he really wants to contest. He doesn't have any resources, no ultimate, no flash, so just gonna give that up, get a little lane prio. And now we're at 2 dragons to 2. We're headed to Dragon 5 here at 25.5 minutes.
That actually feels so horrible for Golden Champ there. I don't know if you caught it, but he got the really nice ulti down onto Vbon, and it put him in range for a 4-man facebreaker. He followed up with basically fully charged W, and at that moment, Springleaf activated Moonfall and pulled them past the damage radius for the W, and he didn't get anything off of that true damage. It would have actually just straight up killed Colburn and Benji.
Yeah, really close fight to be sure. We saw the health bars very low at the end of that one. Cake holding the red buff, it looks like. Maybe for Colburn, maybe for Benji. It looks like Benji's going to zap it over the wall, maybe. He's pinging it. Didn't want to give the blue buff over earlier, but red, not as useful on Fiddle. We can give that to the AD.
Yeah, that one's fine. We don't care about red buff on Fiddle. Blue buff for Corki though, it seems suboptimal.
Well, big item completions off of the back of that fight. The Runan's Hurricane for the Jinx finished up. You have a Tiamat now onto Colburn, so more AoE damage on top of his AoE damage. Feels pretty good. and we'll see if ROTM can continue to capitalize. That was a big team fight win. They have a very small gold lead. Now back the other way as they look to force in this mid lane tower.
Yeah, and we're back into relative equilibrium after that dragon. You got good item options for everybody. Colburn's, let's see.
Ooh.
Oh, Colburn's basically at the
So Cake skips
Ravenous
over
here.
the Zanya's second item and goes for a Shadow Flame.
Interesting call. The Shadow Flame plus the orb as well, so
Ooh, Cake is really setting up for this. I don't know if he's looking. The rest of his team isn't quite in position. That could be a really terrifying position just to have him in the wolf pit. You can see his expertise on the fiddle. He's finding these little pockets of vision to be able to ult in. It's been really interesting to watch him kind of maneuver around the map. And for TDR, it's been kind of the same for Springleaf. He's been finding these really good flank engages, looking for the big moonfalls in these team fight. And RTM just trying to get this mid lane tower down. They get a little chunk off of it, 30 seconds. They'll have another minion wave to try again. Oh, there we go. 2 rockets from Colburn, and that'll send Golden... Oh, plus the rocket from Jinx will send Golden Blade back to base. That's an appropriate emote there from Bagel, as the mid lane tower does get forced down. Shouldn't be able to get the second one, though. Or maybe they can. Maybe I'm just wrong.
I mean,
with the dive...
Golden Blade didn't go back to heal. He's just waiting on Seraphine heals, so no, they can get this for sure.
Yeah, and with Cake threatening the Crowstorm, he's over the wall onto Stale Bagels. They'll walk forward. The ultimate from Scion onto the Victor. They get the pick, but now the counter engage. It's huge from Springleaf. He'll tear through one. Cake is low, and the showstopper from Golden Champ will eliminate ROTM. Colbrin, the last one alive for Crowstorm, as he'll try to get out. And what a team fight by TDR.
Yeah, one Springleaf found another fantastic Diana ult, and then it was just layered AoE ult after layered AoE ult. Golden Champ with the showstopper. Golden Blade found
Moonlight
the
Vigil.
the flamethrower version of Moonlight Vigil, which is disgusting when they're all clumped up. And it's going to be Baron. I mean, Colbert has a decent chance of waving them off of this until Set shows up. He could still attempt a good steal, but it's a little low percentage.
Yeah, just getting a little poked down, but Baron's secured for Dusk and Shade as they back off, and now the biggest lead of the game. We've said that a couple of times, but now it's 2.7k goal. Oh, not quite. God, I can't do math. That's 3.2, 3.1 thousand gold. It's not that much. It's a small... It's still a minor lead for Dusk and Shade, and still definitely a chance for ROTM to make something happen. Vbon with a really late Winter's approach. He just bought the tier on that last recall, I think, or maybe the one before.
Yeah, that's a choice. I mean, you're probably expecting this game to go really late, considering the dragon count being tied up right now. So I think it's probably fine. You're gonna get there, but it is certainly interesting.
Yeah, and ROTM set up on the right side of this dragon. It looks like Dusk and Shade kind of aware of this. They have the mid prio and nobody answering, so that has to at least give some warning bells in. ROTM gonna Foss bomb the dragon, try to pull it out of the pit, at least force the issue a little bit here with the package from Colburn being available. Victor walking in just a little bit late here. And what is the angle looking like for TDR on this? Golden Champ walking in, just trying to threaten. He's going to be able to bully them off of the dragon. Takes a little bit of chip damage, 3.5 health. Oh my goodness, a good Seraphine ult. Going to stall it up. Diana goes in. The package has to be used defensively, but it's still doing quite a bit of damage. The Crowstorm in, getting some fears in. Blazing Cake able to flash back over the wall. They lose the Corki on the backside. Both mid laners down. Blazing Cake gets the fear onto Golden Champ. This is apparently more interesting than what's happening in the actual fight. Cake goes down, but Vbon... Oh, Benji just flashes in! Why did he flash in? He was looking for the kills, but just didn't have enough damage, and now Dusk and Shade are running over the rest of the fight. They're looking for Garithar and Vbon, and they've herded them into their own jungle. Springleaf with the collapse from the top. They'll be able to finish off Garithar. Vbon has nowhere to go, really. He can go into the
blue side, but he should eventually get tracked down. Or maybe not. Maybe they give up and just trap some mid lane prio. Either way, it's a huge teamfight win for Dusk and Shade.
Golden Champ is an absolute menace on the set. Every single fight for the last 3 team fights, he's found a way to drop Scion onto Colbran and kill him. Or at least drop him. Like, any scenario where he doesn't kill him, Colbran escapes with like 200 HP and is effectively not a threat anymore.
Yeah, now a 5,500 gold lead, and Dusk and Shade on Soul Point with that Ocean Soul. This is starting to get scary now for ROTM. We've talked about how both teams want to scale into this game. We're definitely there. 3 items now on Golden Blade, 2.5 on the Victor, 3.5 on Diana. It's getting to scary times now.
Yeah, definitely, and oddly enough, you know, Two Stale Bagels has been the focus pretty heavily in most of these fights, and you can see it on the scoreboard. The man has 0 kills. He's up to his 5th death, but the threat of Victor being alive in the team fight continues to make him a priority.
Yeah, now that he's grabbed a stopwatch, that might negate a little bit of that aggression from Crowstorm. It's good to see that defensive item come out. He can play really well around that Spring Leaf. Just dashing forward, getting a little bit of funny damage down onto the Fiddlesticks. But it's defense mode for ROTM. They're face down. They're chilling right now.
Definitely vibing out in the vibe out and farm minions in my Ocean Rift experience for Rodham right now.
But they're going to have to come out to play in 2 minutes. Baron going to spawn here in 145. Maybe you can argue you could let that one go, although that's, still a little rough. But 2:05 is an Ocean Soul timer, potentially for Dusk and Shade, and that would really warp the complexion of this game, I think. We've been very even to this point, that teamfight win kind of cracking open the first real lead of the game, and now RTM need to find a teamfight win from behind.
Yeah, if you're confident and you're greedy, you can, in this scenario, let Rodham take the dragon and get yourselves a uncontested Baron if you're willing to give up the 30-second differential between the 2 objectives. But Ocean Soul is just so powerful that it feels like it's always the correct play to go for it, especially with the lead that they've garnered off of that last team fight.
Yeah, and we've seen some good fights from ROTM. It's felt like it's been off of the back of picks and kind of odd plays. In straight up 5v5s, they haven't been a match yet for Dusk and Shade. That could change. Maybe these item completions, maybe they just... Oop, I bumped my mouse, sorry. Maybe they just play it a little bit differently, but so far the 5v5 seems to be favoring TDR.
Yeah, and Golden Blade notably has also picked up a stopwatch. This next team fight is gonna suck, trying to take out any of the priority targets on TDR.
Yeah, that package, I think it's desynced from the Dragon Spawn actually by a minute after the Corki nerf. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's right. And we can see him not cheating back, so I think I'm right. There's analysis. Yeah. So not going to have the package available is another huge tool that's just not going to be there for Colbran.
I appreciated Blazing Cake standing there as if he was actually the effigy. Underrated Fiddlesticks tech, in my opinion.
A lot of vision being cleared back and forth. Mid-prio right now just very slightly in favor of ROTM. It's not a big enough wave that anybody's going to have to answer it, though. And TDR forces their way into the Dragon Pit. We don't care about Baron. This is just the Ocean Soul dance right now for both sides. TDR hits the Blast Cone, sees the relative positioning. They're trying to swap over sides into this Tribush. Vbon is pushing out the mid-wave. He's going to look for a big ult back across the river, I would imagine, as now the dragon started up. It starts to hit Cake just a little bit, but not going particularly low. In comes Vbon, now rejoining the team. Colbran is cheating back just a little bit. He's out of vision right now, And
Yeah,
this
he
is
wants
a very
to
tense moment.
rejoin on the top side.
Oh, Cake is into the back of the pit, but he's going to get jumped on by Springleaf. He gets a big ultimate, but the Fiddlesticks is already down. Stopwatch is hit. Big damage coming through. Colburn with huge. The rockets from the Corky and the Jinx. They get the double kill. The Ocean Soul does go to TDR, though. Springleaf still into the backline, able to tear through Garithar, and everybody else has fallen for Return of the Middlesticks. Colburn finds another rocket. He's got a triple kill. Vibon can't defend him, and he'll get pulled back in. It's a double kill for Springleaf, and the Diana and the Set are running this game.
Yeah, it looked really good initially, once again, until Golden Champ hit the ultimate. And more specifically the Haymaker after the ultimate. But man, they have not found yet an answer to the Set problem.
Yeah, just an absolutely monster team fight from Springleaf and Golden Champ. I really like the way Springleaf just kind of called out the fiddle, trying to go for the flank, made sure that there was no smite available, secures the dragon, and then takes care of business in the fight afterwards. They'll get the inhibitor. They've got a very solid gold lead now. We should see objective bounties. Yeah, they're available soon, so those will come online here in the next couple of seconds. And ROTM now very much playing from behind.
Yeah. We're hitting our first full build in the game for Golden Champ on the Set, which is kind of unsurprising. We're getting close in some other areas, but
look at the Scion tech though, the redemption built for Vibon.
Huge fan of that, actually. I mean, Scion is one of those characters that kind of just likes stats, and you can build pretty much whatever you want after the core. So I've seen the typical like pre rework of the item tech being like last item or second to last item Knight's Vow on Scion. I liked that a lot back when I used to play him.
Yeah, for now, TDR buzzing around this Baron. Down in the bottom lane, though, Vibon and Golden Champ going to renew pleasantries. Colburn might be caught out. Gets hit by the Crescent Strike into the Moonfall and just one shot straight up by one Springleaf. And that should secure an entrance to this Baron or a push for TDR, whatever they're feeling right now.
Honestly, if I was Return of the Middlesticks, I would have like already started heading mid here. But you do still have Blazing Cake with the finished Zanyas, notably, now, as well as the ultimate and the flash and the smite. If anyone can pull it off, it'd be this guy.
Yep, Seraphine ult. Doesn't go through the dragon, or the Baron, interestingly, but down to 3,000 health. They've got some vision on it, and not just going to hold the damage on it now. They're jumping in. In comes the Crowstorm, 750. It's stolen by Blazing Cake. Andy flashes out, but Vibon goes back in, and he has no way to get out. They're going to sacrifice the top laner for the Baron steal, but Crowstorm staying alive thanks to the smite button from Blazing Cake.
That's a really well executed steal, actually. Blazing Cake has to burn the flash on the way out, but doesn't even have to use the Zanyas and the Crowstorm at this point. A shorter cooldown than you might expect from such a impactful ultimate. Under a minute now at level 16.
Well, that's one objective off of the map, and the Elder will be threatened here in 2.5. TDR should be able to grab this tower, or at least a little bit of damage onto it, and they will secure it after, not too much stress. So continuing to extend their gold lead out a little bit, but we'll see what our team can do with that Baron. It essentially functions as a pause timer for them. It's not quite going to be up when that Elder Dragon spawns, so we'll see how they're able to manage their minion waves leading up to that.
Yeah, and this Elder is pretty crucial at this point. It spells at least another inhib for the side of TDR, if not more.
Sorry,
and
Colburn
it kind of
has his package right now, so he's not going to have that up for the Elder fight.
Oh yeah, true. No, the desync is really really impactful, actually.
I'm not sure why he grabbed it initially anyway. It might have just been an ooh package. I grabbed it on accident, but yeah, there he's burning it just to zip back into mid lane. I wonder if that ping is they somehow get vision when he uses his package.
Maybe. I mean, they would have heard the acquire sound when you pick it up. So.
Yeah, they ping like right on top of him though. That's kind of interesting.
Mhm.
I wonder if you just show up on the minimap when you... I know you show up when you pick up the package. I wonder if you auto show up when you use it.
Maybe.
Anyway, that's a theory for another time, as RTM just trying to get these minion waves going anywhere. Top lane is going to shove for them very slowly, and maybe that's an opportunity here in 50 seconds, but Elder Dragon, the name of the game. Stopwatch picked up by Benji this time, but you have the GA onto Aphelios is another huge acquisition. Double Zanyas on the Diana and the Victor. It's very hard to burst anyone other than the Seraphine out on the side of TDR. Well, the tense moments continue. It's a big chunk, but it's Seraphine, so she'll heal immediately back up. And we're going to fight over mid lane prio, it looks like, headed into this dragon 10 seconds before that Elder spawns. A lot of damage coming through, but in comes the Nightfall. The fight engaged. They'll drop him right on top of Cobra, and he's trying to kite back away from Golden Champ. The exhaust doing quite a bit, but he's fallen in the backside. They're just wailing on V-Bon. This is not going well for Crowstorm. Seraphine not quite able to find it. They do get the root. Benji has to use his Zanyas, but he's got nowhere to go. Two Stale Bagels finishes him off, and TDR with the minion wave should be able to finish off the game.
Yeah, that'll definitely be it. They don't even need the Elder at this point. Just the, I mean, Springleaf, has he missed a good Moonfall yet this game?
Yeah, just absolutely insane performance on the Diana in the set specifically. Springleaf and Golden Champ really showing up for this series. And Nexus will fall. TDR up 1-0 now on to match point. We'll take just a short break. We'll be right back with game number 2. We'll see if Crowstorm can fight their way back into it, or if Dusk and Shade are going to be able to take the series. Alright, I made it back. Did you make it back, Oath?
Yes, but not in time to get the link for draft.
Oh, I'll send it to you.
Thanks.
I hope that's it. That's just whatever was last on my clipboard.
Gotcha. Should be fine. Let me open it.
Well, we're in to game number 2 draft. Alright. TDR leads 1-0. Just an absolutely huge game from One Springleaf and Golden Champ, the Set and Diana from last game. And the Set going to be banned away by our TM, and the Diana going to be banned away from TDR. So we're seeing some new champions there for sure. Corky also gone, so...
Leaving the Victor pick open, notably.
Leaving Victor, leaving Shen open as well.
I like that. I think it'd be reasonable letting Victor go through in favor of the Shen pick.
Yeah, so that's kind of the handshake trade that they've acquired, is the Shen for Victor, and TDR should accept that trade offer here in just a couple of seconds, probably thinking about what they want to pick next while hovering this.
Yeah, this should be pretty locked in. Just gonna burn down the clock, figure out what is accompanying Victor into R2. I mean, you could reasonably just take away the Jinx here, but oh, I like that. That's one of my favorite counter matchups into Shen specifically.
Yeah, so the Mordekaiser for Golden Champ feels right up his alley, really showing off on the Set, and Mordekaiser, you know, kind of in the same vein, honestly. Like, they feel kind of similar.
They're both bullies.
Maybe I'm wrong. They're both bullies. They're both big dudes. I guess that's really where the similarities kind of end, but like, I don't know. It always feels like Set players are also Mordekaiser players. Anyway.
Yeah, it also feels satisfying to bonk no matter which of the characters you're playing.
Akali is going to be locked in for our TM. That should be Colburn's champ in the mid lane against the Victor, so might be a little bit scary. That's a kind of a rough matchup early on for Akali, and then Gragas is going to be locked in, presumably for Cake, although I guess it could flex to Garithar as well.
Yeah, I kind of like the Gragas here. Character has a lot of character's deceptively autonomous, I guess is a good way of. It has a lot of agency. It can kind of do what it wants to do, no matter what it's up against.
Yeah, the Trundle going to be locked in for TDR. Seems like a good lock-in with the Shen, can steal his stats during team fights if, you know, he's there initially. Maybe not the highest value other than that, though. Not stealing a huge amount of resistances usually from the Gragas or Akali. Although I guess, you know, maybe it's the Chem Tank build. Maybe Gragas goes a little tankier. Could get a lot of value out of it.
Yeah, you definitely could. I also feel like there's a bit of a question mark around the Trundle, considering that usually you're going to pick it when Pillar has a lot of value. These are not champions where Pillar's super relevant. But we'll have to see what ends up rounding out this draft. We still have not notably seen a potential support pick unless we're looking at Gragas that way, and I don't plan on that.
Or Trundle, really. I mean, those could technically be supports. I think that that'd be pretty niche, though, for both of these support players.
Mm-hmm.
But 80s off the board, so no Jinx, no Caitlyn, no Jhin. I wouldn't be surprised if this was Aphelios. It's going to be Ezreal instead. So Aphelios is open for Golden Blade, and we saw him have a very good impact on that game number 1.
Yeah, and this is a totally acceptable Aphelios draft as well. Like, I'm kind of surprised by the Ezreal. Maybe they're targeting safer ADCs, given that there's an Akali and a Gragas on the table, and it's going to be Vayne instead, which I don't know if that qualifies as a safer ADC, but definitely something maybe a little more comfortable.
And Cog Lulu bottom lane for Benji and Garithar.
Fits with the Shen. Doesn't really fit with the mid jungle duo, but it doesn't really need to at the same time, I suppose. So
Yeah, you've got your two theories of how to play with Kog'Maw. One is you buff and protect him, and the other is you make so many other threats that you have to ignore the Kog'Maw. I do like the Seraphine, though. The Seraphine felt pretty good and has a pretty decent matchup in the Lulu.
Yeah, and the Seraphine Aphelios was performing admirably for them last time around, and this is basically the same style of comp, just with a couple different go buttons. And you know, no Moonfall. So maybe not the same go buttons, but definitely the same goal.
Yeah. Overall, it's a very different draft from RTM to what we saw in the last game, but TDR kind of keeping it very samey. Like I like that call out, and we'll see if RTM has found the answers to what TDR has picked. We're just waiting on a ready up to go into the client here. Again, TDR leads 1-0, so can send us home a little bit early with a win in this game. ROTM looking to stay alive here in week 1 with a win in this game. Still only one ready up. He's spamming it now. I don't blame him. Gotta make sure you see that R. Looks like
Yeah, no, that seems reasonable.
Yeah, looks like a hold up here on our TM's end, so just stalling out even longer before our second draft. What do people do in between the two drafts?
A great question, honestly.
Like, it's in between the two drafts should be like Morgana Binding Length, right? Like
You would think so, typically, because like unless you don't draft as a group, you would expect all 5 players are there for the first one anyway. There are teams that do that, right? You've got coaches who just solo draft for their teams in some leagues that I've been in, so.
Alright, now they're ready, so just a little extra time, you know, maybe just in the keyboard, getting a little water, maybe. I don't know why you couldn't do that during the second draft, but, you know. It'd be like that sometimes, I guess. I'm trolling on this client, so I have to flip some logos. If there's anything you want to talk about, any personal interests of yours.
I mean, I normally take this time to talk about LCS, but I haven't watched it yet because my weekend was busy, and so I'm out of talking points immediately.
Were you one of the Dying Light 2 guys? I don't remember.
No, I'm playing the new Path of Exile drop, I guess, but I can't say I'm far enough into it to have anything notable to say about the new content, so.
Well, that's okay.
It definitely is the most stable launch they've had in recent memory, so that's been a breath of fresh air. Usually you can't play day 1 or 2, so. Or it's just very frustrating too.
Yeah, I've played like no new games. The last new game I was playing was the new like Pokemon Diamond remake, Brilliant Diamond, I think it is.
Yeah.
I think that's the newest game I've been playing. So. And now we're into full casty League mode, so no time for any other games. We grinding out the League of Legends. But yeah, we're working our way through this draft once again. Glad to have you with us. If you don't follow the stream, please hit the follow button, as that does help support the boys. Shout out to Asholi Live, Ashlaw Live. Words in a line that I didn't expect. Ashlaw Live and Doob0121 for following us during the last game. Always appreciate that. And we're at 178 followers. We're getting up there.
Yeah, no, doing well. This is gonna be this is gonna look a lot different in this game. I think you've got a lot of different lane matchups than we did previously. Notably, Akali Victor. It seems like it should be favored one way, but I've found that lane to go fairly even, if not just be Victor favored with how powerful he is right now. Maybe we'll get proven wrong this time around.
Alright. I'm asking the chat, what do you think? I don't know that this is a good one. How can I change this around? Let's do this. Okay. Okay. Who's gonna have more kills in game number 2? Is it Shen plus Kog'Maw, or Gragas, Akali, and Lulu? It's a trio. So you have 5 minutes to decide. You get the spectator delay, plus you can watch the 5 points. Maybe, if we load fast enough. No bugs in my game, right? The big
No. Bugless, small indie development company.
But yeah, these are definitely going to be interesting fights. There's not like a traditional front to back comp on either side. You have the Mordekaiser just to take somebody to the death realm and kind of make it the isolated 4v4, and Kog'Maw Lulu really wants that setup fight, and I think most of the other champions are fine with just people being everywhere and fighting individual 1v1s and 2v2s.
Yeah, that seems fairly reasonable. There are some Kog'Maw players that can thrive on the chaos, but not many of them. And that's not really what the champion's designed to do. It looks really odd when it does happen. But other than that, I mean, you've got Gragas, who's super situational, can kind of just create his own opportunities out of thin air. Very similar for Akali and Shen coming over the top. If you ult on either one of those, you would expect to be ulting Kog'Maw quite a bit, but I don't really. I see a lot of versatility here for Shen's selections.
Sorry, I'm trying to do something extra here.
I have a few question marks around the Vayne pick. I'm not positive because I mean we saw R4 Vayne pretty much, and so we had early knowledge of the top side of the map. Typically, I don't see Vayne selected into assassins that often, especially not ones that can go invisible about the same amount of time that Vayne can. Once everything's said and done.
Sorry, I realized I don't think I was following. Oh, I was following Runeterra Academy. I'm trying to make sure I have somebody that we can raid after the game, because that's always awkward sitting at the end there. All right.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, that's taken care of. So let's focus in on this game as we end the spectator delay. Again, thank you guys for joining us. Game number 2 as we head onto the Rift. TDR leads 1-0, can close out the series with a win. And RTM playing to stay alive here in week 1. This transition just kills me. All right, there we go. Well, anything interesting on my loading screen? The Conqueror on Akali is kind of interesting. That makes me think that it's going to be Chemtank on Colbrin rather than the more bursty build.
Yep, that's entirely possible. Or since the slight nerf to the Chem Tank interaction, I have seen Akali's go Frostfire, and some have even specified that it's about the same, maybe a little bit worse.
All right. Well, we chilling on the black screen for now.
Hanging out.
Oh, there we go. 0. Cool. And then you click through, and then it's fine. Sometimes you learn patch to patch, it changes. Even day to day, because we didn't have to do that yesterday. Yesterday, the weird one was just that Lane's client was like just 4 seconds ahead of mine for some reason. So we had to kind of negate that. Like, we had, zoomed all the way to the max, and then it was still 5 seconds ahead. Not sure how it all works out sometimes, but here we are, onto the Rift for game number 2. That Kog'Maw is huge. Why is Kog'Maw so big?
I don't know. That's not. Is that not his character model? That.
I mean, it's a new skin, but anyway,
Yeah.
the E-In from Blazing Cake, they're going to find Golden Blade, at least get the chunk out of Vayne. Not going to get any summoner spells, though, but they get the
I'm.
vision
I'm.
control, they walk in.
I'm not over this. Look at him compared to Lulu. He's massive.
He's just a big boy. I don't know if this is like his intended character size, but like, he is so much bigger than normal, right?
No, he's gotta be.
I'm glad that the spectator just showed us that. So like all the new champs are bigger than the older champs. That's just a thing that happened for some reason. But oh, I'm not zoomed out. I should probably do that. Okay. But like I don't know. Kog'Maw looks really weird. That boy is very large. Well, jungler's starting opposite sides this game, so we're not going to see that first awkward meeting at the Scuttle Crab. Also could see some vertical jungling, though, as Springleaf has wards on both blue buffs currently, so maybe looking for that opportunity to go over and steal away some jungle camps.
Yeah, that wouldn't really surprise me. This is really good early vision opportunities that they have here for TDR.
Oh, Gareth starting E on Lulu. That's kind of interesting. I have to take a note of that. But yeah, also interesting, I guess, is the flipped summoner spells for ROTM. You have the Exhaust on Benji and the Heal on Garithar. Makes a little bit of sense since you get the heal and shielding bonuses on the Lulu. Logic and Golden Blade. Going the more traditional approach, though.
Yeah, actually, this seems to be like fairly staple. Benji also had the Exhaust on Jinx last game.
Well, this is a jungle path. From one Springleaf, he went red, Raptors, Gromp, which is something that we saw that one of the Masters team players do yesterday, and Garithar forced to flash heal out of there. Springleaf still here. He's level 3. He's got the pillar onto Garithar, who has already flashed. They'll root him up, and it's first blood easy as you like for Springleaf.
Yeah, that seems really strong to 3 camp in that exact way, end up level 3 and get a gank off. I'll have to. I'm writing that down. I'm taking notes right now.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. We saw it was Akuma Blades jungler did that last night. The exact same thing, although he just sat in that banana bush and was able to catch the ROTM 80 carry who walked in there. So, you know, a little less aggressive. This is probably the more traditional approach where you go for the gank at level 3, but kind of interesting to see that same clear come out 2 nights in a row, and I don't think I'd seen it before prior to that. Cake, though, has done his almost full clear and is now chilling up on the top side. I wonder if he's going to walk in and see the Grump. We're going to get the taunt from Vbon into the knockup, into a couple of autos, and Golden Champ has to flash, and there's just not quite enough damage to follow through from either Cake or Vbon, but they'll get the flash out of the Mordekaiser and be able to return to that lane here in the next couple minutes.
Yeah, that's actually pretty nice because flash top in a matchup where you want to be dueling a fair amount just means Blazing Cake has a really free E-flash when the next time he comes up there. There is no movement on Mordekaiser except that summoner.
Yeah. Benji and Gareth are just trying to survive down on this bottom lane. A little CS gap opened up as Golden Blade and Logic just continuing to stay down there, not going to recall with their extra assist gold. I mean, that doesn't amount to a whole lot. That's what, 30 extra gold, but probably just trying to hit that first item spike just a little bit earlier. And both of our junglers haven't done anything super interesting in the last couple of seconds. So Springleaf went back, took his blue buff and his wolves, and then the bottom crab. And now Blazing Cake going to his bottom side jungle, maybe looking to return back up to the top at the end of his clear. But you'll have to be careful, because that's going to line up pretty well with the Mordekaiser ult.
Yeah, it definitely is. And yeah, Mordekaiser becomes this like no-fly zone a lot of times for jungles. We see a little bit more trading up here. He's gonna get another Q off. This is actually getting a little bit dangerous if he chose to go for it, but he starts tanking the tower. And becomes a no-fly zone for a lot of junglers just because he can make anything he wants a 1v1.
Yeah, Vbon clearing underneath tower. Doing better in the CS department. We saw last game, Golden Champ had gotten out to a little lead early on up on that top side, and Vbon doing pretty well hitting the minions so far, so that's nice to see. Interesting, the Merc Treads are going to be the first buy for Golden Champ.
That's a little puzzling.
Yeah, Colburn has a Blasting Wand off his first purchase, so not showing a whole lot, but that's probably a Rift Maker, right?
Wait, no, I'm still stuck. What are you buying it for? All the damage is. I mean, yes, the top side of the map's front-loaded magical, but even Shen is more auto attack centric than anything else, and all of the CC is knockups and a taunt. So I guess the taunt, but I mean, you're playing against Gragas Lulu.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of magic damage, but I don't
There is, yeah.
I don't know about rushing the Merc Treads necessarily. I think you'd get more value out of one of your components early. I don't think it's like bad, but I don't know.
No,
that
it's
like
yeah,
the optimal
and
purchase. Yeah.
and it's probably not worth this level of analysis. It's just confusing to me. Especially as a top lane player myself, and like I'm thinking, oh, okay, I go back to base with enough money for an 1100 gold purchase, and it's never Merc Treads here for me.
I don't know. We'll
Maybe
see
it's
if
why
it-
I'm not platinum. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Buy Merc Treads more.
Chat says Merc Treads are insanely good here, so I don't know. That's maybe an argument to be had, but I don't think we need to focus a huge amount more on that. What is interesting, this bottom lane, Benji headed for attack speed, so has the Berserker Greaves plus a dagger, and Golden Blade is all AD. He's got the pickaxe, he's got the long sword. So not going to be able to proc those Silver Bolts super fast, but Springleaf is threatening the dive with this collapse. The exhaust comes down onto the Trundle. They're going to get the pin into the wall. They get the Shen ult. 1 kill already for Benji. Golden Blade tumbles in, doesn't get the auto. It's a double kill for Benji. The Death Realm is popped. It's a triple kill for Benji in the bottom lane. Vbon just trying to fight his way out of Cyber Brazil, and he'll be able to escape that high crime rate in there. So 3 kills in the bottom lane on the dive for Benji, and the Kog'Maw is online.
Yeah, dude, that sucks so much for Golden Blade to tumble in and then auto tower there. But I mean, even then, you've already made it a positive play 2 for 1, even if he gets that kill. And it ends up being 3-0 on the cog instead of 2-1 on the cog, which, you know, it's gonna hurt a lot, but really good awareness for everyone involved on Return of the Middlesticks' side. Benji didn't even have to burn flash for that.
Yeah, still holding on to that flash. I don't know that he had an opportunity to. He kind of just got pinned into the wall behind the pillar. There wasn't really a place for him to flash, I think, during most of that. But, you know, he has that up just in case he needs it. Colburn going to go in with the Flawless Execution. They'll get the E, they'll get the Execute. Nicely done there. Colburn and Blazing Cake combined to take down 2 Stale Bagels. And now they'll find Springleaf just wandering back through the river up on this top side. I don't know that they'll be able to get a whole lot done. Yeah, there's the pillar to disengage, but at least warn him that it's possible and send him scurrying back away rather than looking for that kill onto Colburn. So another nice grab for Return of the Middlesticks. They're up 4-1 and up 1,000 gold here early on at 9.5 minutes. They got that dragon kind of quietly as well. It's feeling pretty good so far.
Yeah, no, this is looking up for them to start out with. Really good pressure from Blazing Cake being around mid lane for that ult from Colburn. Doesn't have to burn any summoner spells for that kill. Even getting the flash off of Bagels as well.
Yeah. And we haven't really discussed scaling. I think it's probably a little bit better like across the board for TDR, but you always have that Kog'Maw insurance for ROTM. So if you're able to protect your Kog'Maw, you're feeling fine scaling into this game as well. So I don't feel like we need to see ROTM continue to pick up the tempo. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just, you know, bronze analysis here, but that's my feeling at least.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. You're gonna reach a point where Kog'Maw continues to be Kog'Maw and has Lulu in his back pocket, you probably don't need to accelerate that much, but you also have that option, right? You're playing with a 1-0 Akali with a Shen ult button to go over the top of any play that Colburn decides to make there.
I've now decided I think it's Proto Belt on the
Oh
Akali.
yeah?
Yeah. I'm not sold on that, but
I'm sold on it.
well, like I'm not. I think it's a good item. I'm not sold that this is Proto Belt, but I think that's what it is, right?
No, yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Okay.
That's what I'm sold on. It's definitely Proto Belt.
Okay.
Whether or not Proto Belt and Conqueror is the play together here, I've only ever seen the Proto Belt Akali build played with Electrocute. So
I only have played Akali with Electrocute, but that's mostly anytime it comes up in the area. Benji getting aggressed on, still has that flash available. They pull the trigger on the Shen ult and V-Bon. Just kind of stopping by here in bottom lane. He'll have to head back up to prevent Golden Champ from getting too much, but they prevent the assassination on Kog'Maw. They get the final hour and the encore out of the bottom lane. They also get the Trundle ult, so this should be a rather free walk into this dragon for Return of the Middlesticks, if that's what they want to do.
yeah, definitely. That was such an awkward experience for the TDR bot lane because Golden Blade basically dropped to about 200 HP to finally force Benji to walk up in a scenario where they could even look for the force, and then he still has both sums, right? So you can't really force onto him. You get the ult out and a lot of plates in return for Golden Champ, but definitely a positive play for Return of the Middlesticks.
Yeah, I almost don't think you needed the Shen ult. That was a little bit of insurance, I think, onto Benji, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, that gold in the top lane actually is pretty massive. That almost evens up the gold count. But the two dragons on the side of Return of the Middlesticks, they just need two more, and the Hextech Soul, the big prize at the end, that's a pretty good soul, as it turns out. That's a nice prize to have staring you down here in maybe 10 or so minutes.
Yeah, Hextech Soul for the auto and Kog'Maw, that seems fine. You know, just get
Ooh, they're threatening a dive here onto Logic and Golden Blade. The final hour is almost back up, but the encore is not. Cake is in, not quite able to find the belly bop. Still has the ultimate available, but Springleaf is here. Colburn trying to play a little bit defensively. There's the Zanya's popped out. Benji just can't get involved. He's waiting over the wall, just throwing in a couple of ults. The dash, the knock into the wall is Colburn trying to get back away, but one kill already to TDR. The flash over the wall from Golden Blade. He finds the kill. He gets the shutdown, and now he's chasing down Garethar. Vayne passive, the most broken ability in the game, but the Glitter Lance is just enough to get Garethar out.
yeah, that it feels like it took too long for that play. They got read a little bit as soon as Springleaf showed up and Blazing Cake was forced to stopwatch. That was pretty much the death sentence right there. And then one thing this comp does very well is start running you down
That's going to be
after they
first
have the
tower
advantage.
for TDR. Oh, not quite in time for the turret plate, so they don't get the big cash in, but still will be pretty happy with the amount of gold that they're able to acquire. And now the gold has flipped back in. It's a 2,000 gold lead for TDR. They're getting a little damage on that mid lane tower as well, and ROTM now will have to try to answer, and this might be it. Blazing Cake knocks in Stale Bagels. Colburn just not quite there in time. He has the E to try to gap close. No ultimate just yet, but they're going to force Bagel out. It's the flash. Oh, the belly bop's still going to land. Blazing Cake might be able just to solo this. Colburn's in. He's going to get the auto, and they will eventually take down the victor at the end. But now Springleaf still threatening with Golden Champ here. He's going to pull Blazing Cake into the ultimate. They'll get the Shen ult onto Colburn as he's looking for a little bit more. Springleaf is killed outside of the Death Realm, but inside the Death Realm doesn't go the way of ROTM. They're trying to dash and kite back around this Mordekaiser, but they're just kiting to Logic and Golden Blade, so they've got to get out of there. The Encore coming through doesn't connect onto anyone. Garethar has the ult, not quite able to get condemned into the wall, but he'll get smacked down by Golden Champ, and TDR answer with an extra kill at the end of that one. I believe that's 2 for 2 on the extended engage.
Yeah, no, everything going according to plan until the Mordekaiser shows up. But you're in a scenario where these deaths on Blazing Cake don't matter as much as you might expect them to. Akali 3-0, Benji 3-1, both with their mythics and full boots completed.
Yeah, 2 towers down, though, is pretty important, though, for TDR, and they're threatening this mid lane tower, and it's not being matched just yet by ROTM. It's been Colburn and Blazing Cake trying to wave clear here in mid lane now. Benji and Gareth are able to get in, and 123 to go on this dragon. This is kind of an important moment, I think, for ROTM to try to continue that dragon stacking momentum, maybe try to find a positive play. Alternatively, if they're not feeling comfortable, they could just give it up. Like, it's not the end of the world to give up 1 dragon.
No, they've got the onus to pick here which option they prefer. This is almost eerily similar to where we were at last game. Rodham up very slightly in kills, but down in gold overall due to some early tower takes.
Yeah, Cake
And
looking maybe for Golden Blade here. Oh, that one auto, the Kraken plus the W auto was pretty chunky, but Golden Blade should be fine at the end of that one. And RTM just sweeping on through. 30 seconds to go on this dragon spawn. Colburn just going to zip in, look for a little trade onto Bagel, at least pop his Crown of the Shattered Queen. My least favorite item that was introduced in the midseason. Or the preseason.
Yeah. Still fighting over mid prio for this dragon here, and it looks like the way it's going, Return of the Middlesticks is going to have it at least in time to walk down clear vision as it spawns.
Yeah, they've got Vbon here. Champ can teleport in with his Unleashed Teleport. There it is to try to rejoin the team. That'll be spotted. Dragon already started up. It's going down. The Chain Lightning from Hextech Soul is actually pretty big. Springleaf is in. The stuns are pretty big. It's a 50-50 on the Dragon, and it's taken by Vbon. But can they get out? Colburn into the back line, looking to make some damage happen, but he gets pulled into the Death Realm by Golden Champ, and he can't quite escape. He'll be shut down. It's 1 kill going the way of TDR, but the Dragon continues to get stacked up by ROTM, and now that potential Hextech Soul here in 5 minutes is looming, but, you know, TDR continuing their push in mid.
It's kind of wild that Vbon ended up with that dragon kill. I mean, the Seraphine ult from Logic was beautiful. A little bit too early for any actual follow-up, but it kind of just halted Rodham in its tracks, and then Vbon just empowered autos for...
Vbon, I think, feels like he's a little tankier than he is. He tries to go in just to stall out the push, and he's going to fall for it. They lose the tower as well. Gareth are trying to defend, but he's forced away, and TDR
actually kind of relevant.
Yeah, Golden Champ getting aggressed upon, Cake knocking into him. Can they actually find any way to get Benji in and autoing? It doesn't look like they have the tools right now, and TDR should be able to successfully leave. It's a 5,000 gold lead all of a sudden for Dusk and Shade.
I think TDR is the only reason they back off there is because they want to spend gold. I mean, you just killed Shen, and there is no Shen ult available. I think that's turnable, but you know, without go buttons of their own, like the Mordekaiser ult and the Seraphine ult, then it is definitely the correct play to back off of that.
Yeah, so Herald will be the consolation prize for Crowstorm. They have an opportunity to drop it mid. If they want to hold it the full duration, they can drop it about 30 seconds before the Hextech Dragon spawns, which might be the call. We'll see where they want to go, but you know, 19.5 minutes in, it feels pretty comfortable for Dusk and Shade, honestly, other than the scary looming Hextech Soul.
Yeah, that's the big question. If they can stall out even another 5 minutes off of this soul, then we're looking at a very different game than if we actually go 4-0 dragons here for Return of the Middlesticks.
Yeah, so games should get a little slow here for a couple of seconds, although Cake wandering around maybe looking for something to happen around this mid lane. Looks like Springleaf will get called in as well. Does Rodham ever win either of these isolated matchups? I mean, we've seen Colburn do pretty well against Stale Bagels. I just don't know that you can ever like 1v1 and shove out the victor. And then I don't know if Vbon ever wins against Golden Champ. He's got the ultimate back available. This is probably not the play that you're looking for. Yeah, he's going to pull Kog'Maw into the Death Realm. The exhaust is there. Actually, Golden Champ in a little bit of trouble. Flashes over the wall. There's the ultimate. Just not quite able to track him down with that Bio-Arcane Barrage. Colburn and Springleaf just fighting over some Krugs on the other side of the map, and Champ is out of there with the Hex Gate.
It should be pretty illegal for Vbon to ever do anything in this matchup, but he can just call over this ridiculous Kog'Maw, and they're actually going to take that as symbol to start a Baron. They drop Herald for mid lane for the pressure. This is very ambitious.
This is...
I don't know if they know.
They're feeling like they need a Hail Mary. Yeah, it's spotted now by the blue trinket. 5,000 health. Logic is here. Golden Blade is getting close. 3,000. They're trying to burn it down. They're so low. The charm only lands onto the Kog'Maw in the backline. Springleaf is into the Herald. It's secured by Benji. The auto attacks onto the Baron, but will the fight be successful for them? Colburn able to assassinate the Seraphine. The Hex Gate's taken as Vbon and Blazing Cake are able to escape. It looks like it's just the one pick in exchange for the Baron, and ROTM picks their pocket with 50 seconds before the Hex Soul spawn.
That, swindled, scammed, bamboozled, in fact.
That's two 50-50s, one by a Shen auto and one by a Kog'Maw auto that were secured. No smites, no junglers needed. We're going all the way down on that health bar.
Actually, just kind of unethical that they walk away with 4 people and the buff.
Ooh.
And now Golden Champ is... I mean, he's got the Death Realm in a second, but he's dead. He's
they need to
dead.
kill him before that Death Realm comes up. There's the Death Realm. He'll be able to stall this one out. The rest of the team is here maybe looking to collapse. It's Blazing Cake that's in the Death Realm right now. And Champ, the big taunt from Vbon. They'll get one kill. It's a shutdown going to Blazing Cake. They don't have Benji right now. Golden Blade is in. Now Benji's able to start free firing. He's looking at the Trundle first. Now turns on to 2 stale bagels. Rips through that. Flashes forward. Looking for Springleaf. Golden Blade is low. Burning down. It's a shutdown for Benji as ROTM turned that back around. They just stalled out long enough for the Kog'Maw to get there. And that might be the soul at the end of this one. This is still contestable though because one Springleaf is alive with the smite on the Trundle.
Yeah, I don't see a world where Springleaf ever gets in here.
Yeah, he's not trying to.
He's
it's
not
the Hex
going
Tech
to
soul.
even attempt it. And the Kog'Maw pick is really paying dividends here for the Middlesticks.
Yeah, this feels like what they needed. As good as that was, they're still behind 2,000 gold right now. They have the Hex Soul, which is probably worth, I think most Dragon Souls are like 2,000 to 3,000 gold, so we're probably, roughly even in terms of stats right now. And, 23 minutes in, there's still the Victor in Vain on the other side. This is really... I was about to say anybody's ball game. I hate that phrase, though. Why do I go to cliches? Save me from that one. But, it's still really close. Look at these item completions coming through, though. The double force of nature from Golden Champ and Springleaf. The Zanya's finished up for Stale Bagel. The Wit's End for Golden Blade. But on the other side, just a touch ahead of that one for the Kog'Maw. He's got 2 items plus the Hearthbound Axe? I was going to call it Hearthstone Axe. Yeah, Hearthbound. Okay. That doesn't seem like a very good axe if it's just stuck on the hearth, right?
It's decorative. Yeah.
Yeah, so not very useful, right?
Yeah. No practical application other than, 15 attack speed, or 15% attack speed, 15 attack damage, 10 movement speed for 2 seconds upon attacking a unit.
Yeah, you have the Shadowfire on the Akali, which, I mean, with the Seraphine shield, feels like you're getting good value. You have the Mordekaiser shield as well. So some big items coming through. Vbon has to be careful, though, as Springleaf and 2 stale bagels looking for him. He's got the flash taunt out, but they're very fast. He's going to try to teleport out, but that'll get canceled. Yeah, the Victor does cancel channels. Oh, trying to use the Hex Gate. I think he was fine just to walk out, but there he goes. Might have been a misclick on the Hex Gate, but Vbon able to escape that one. Does burn his flash in the process and his teleport, which could potentially be important. Colburn maybe threatening a dive, but the Mordekaiser ult is available. This is not the highest percentage proposition, I think, for ROTM, and they're playing this as such. They get the knock-up, they get a little bit of damage, they'll pull Cake into the Death Realm, and now he's got to try to manage this. It's like they forget that Death Realm is an ability every couple of minutes, but fight breaking out on the bottom side, though. Colburn going in, not able to get the assassination onto Golden Blade. Just shut down. They'll take down Garithar as well, and this is falling apart now for Crowstorm, but Benji still layering in. He's got the Hex Soul. He's got the damage pumping, waiting for that W to come back up, and now they'll be able to walk out. Colburn and Garithar fall. They don't get the top lane turret, but that could have gone much worse.
It definitely could have, and I'm kind of questioning what exactly we're fighting for in this scenario. I guess rights to the top lane
Everfrost
tower.
route onto Springleaf. They'll be able to finish him off. The taunt from Seraphine lands. Will they be able to actually escape this one, though? Vbon taken pretty low. He'll get finished off by 2 stale bagels. And now Golden Champ threatening Blazing Cake. It's a little hip thrust away from the Gragas, and it's just another 1-for-1 trade here on the blue side.
I'm confused. I mean, I know why I would be fighting right now. I'm gold 4, but there's nothing that you're taking. Like, nobody's getting towers here. You're getting jungle vision and some camps, I guess. The kill satisfaction of making Shen slightly worse on his KDA, but yeah, at a certain point you've got to be wondering if it's worth blowing these resources before the next spawn. I mean, Baron's up in what, 23?
Is that Seraphine leashing the wolves for Trundle? That's interesting. But yeah, Baron up here in 10 seconds, and neither team really has much priority on it just yet. It looks like our TM finally headed in that direction. Stale Bagel taking the blue buff on the other side of the map. There it is. And our TM is there first. The Baron has spawned. They haven't started it just yet. They're maybe looking for the bush bait.
I mean, on a short list of characters to kill Baron quickly, Hogma kills Baron very quickly.
Yeah. Vayne as well. We've got some quick Baron takers in this game. But yeah, no fight just yet. Golden Champ is separated. He's got the teleport available to try to join if this looks threatening, but RTM just not able to pull the trigger, and now Champ walking down. Benji is separated just a little bit from everybody else, and now the pit flips over to TDR.
Yeah, and the mid-prio flips back into Return of the Middlesticks' favor. So we're just going to continue playing this dance. It's one of my favorite dances. Blazing Cake notably down to about half-ish now. These lasers are putting in work.
Yeah, 40 seconds to go on the Elder Dragon spawn, and does either side have enough warding resources to try to sweep on through here? Looks like mid-prio going to be grabbed by ROTM as TDR has set up their vision. This could be an Elder for Baron trade, although they're kind of calling the bluff. In comes ROTM looking for this Baron. They take out all of the vision. They're going to fake start this up. They're actually starting it up. They hit it a couple of times. Now they're walking in. They're looking for the turn. Can Cake finally engage? Not quite able to. They do get the flash out of the Victor, though, so could be a target here in just a couple of seconds. 9, 8, 7 left on the Elder spawn, and here we go. Walking toward the Elder. Mid-prio again, grabbed by ROTM as they shove in that wave. We'll see if they can find anything here. Vbon walking in first. The Encore only lands onto Cake, but they take him out immediately to start the fight. Vbon is stuck on the backline. Colburn is in the death realm right now with Champ, and it's just Benji and Garithar trying to play on the backside of this fight. Colburn gets chunked out. He gets the Shen ultimate. He'll be able to dodge back out. He's got the E to try to go back in if he wants to. Benji trying to play around some of these distances, and now the Elder Dragon started up by Springleaf and Golden Blade. Benji and Garithar walking in. Colburn recalling back to base, actually, but in comes the teleport from Vbon. It's 3v5. Benji finds logic, takes down one. He'll flash in, looking for Golden Blade. The exhaust coming through. He gets it all. The Elder Dragon, though, is secured by Springleaf, and they're turning. Champ and Leaf fight their way through. They get 2 kills. It's Vbon just trying to escape, but the Elder Dragon secured for TDR onto 2 members. Colburn maybe looking to help out his buddy. He's over the wall, but he's stuck behind a pillar right now. Vbon in, burning down to the Elder Dragon. He'll get zapped. Colburn finishes off a kill on the other side. Springleaf with the flash over the wall. Cake, no, not quite able to interrupt the channel on the Hex Gate as the Trundle gets away. So Trundle has Elder buff, and that's the only significant buff and the only person left alive after that fight.
Oh man, these are played on such a knife's edge right now. The teams just have such a good understanding of what resources need to be burned and what occasions. Golden Champ actually getting to survive there and recall back to get a fresh health bar and TPN was basically the only thing that saved that experience for them, because as soon as Vbon was up and available, him and the duo dynamic themselves, Benji and Gareth, are immediately on top of that, but aren't able to secure the neutral objective.
They get a tower in the bottom lane at least, so a little bit of extra gold going the way of ROTM, but here we are, round number 2 around this Baron. Only Springleaf has the Elder buff, so not the biggest threat, but still, you get chomped, you could get executed, and that's maybe enough threat that they don't want to walk in just yet. Benji. Benji has picked up the QSS. I think that that's very important. You don't want your Kog'Maw stuck in the death realm during these fights, and he's showing off some of his damage just a little bit there onto Springleaf as they walk down mid lane.
Yeah, and Victor side lane at the moment, meaning that, your one real wave clear option is not with you for this tower, and that's just going to mean that it drops pretty much immediately. Victor is the only one on this team capable of burning a wave immediately.
Yeah, they'll get the mid lane tower there and maybe into a top lane tower as well, as Vbon has started to shove that one in. He'll finish that off. Gold into the pockets of Return of the Middlesticks. They haven't been able to spend it. Good route onto Cake, but I don't think it's going to amount to anything. And now RTM playing this particular dance, this mid lane Baron Elder Dragon dance. They've been playing it pretty well. TDR just escaping with the team fight win, it felt like, in that last one. And now maybe they found Garethar. They get the chomp. The Encore finishes him off. That was a lot of damage coming out of Logic. Now Blazing Cake is into the stasis, trying to get out with the flash. Can Benji turn this one back around? The kiting Kog'Maw is not the most dangerous one. He wants to set up and just auto. Vbon is in. He gets separated by the pillar, and now he doesn't have taunt. He doesn't have flash. He's condemned into the wall and taken down. And TDR maybe finds the picks that they need, but Colburn is in. He gets exhausted. He gets taken down by Logic, and the big pull over the wall. Golden Champ with a huge claw pulls in 2. It's a double kill and an ace for TDR. There's nothing in exchange for Return of the Middlesticks, so it's just the Baron and TDR now with a huge lead.
Yeah, that just kind of snowballed completely out of control off of one slight misstep in positioning. Springleaf recognizing immediately that it's illegal for Garethar to be that close to that bush.
Yeah, now TDR are going to walk down mid lane with their Baron buffs. There's still 20 seconds before anybody of note is really spawning for ROTM, so Garethar trying his best to wave clear, but he doesn't want to get too close to this. It's going to be at least an inhibitor for TDR.
Yeah, it's minimum inhib and complete control of the jungle on your way out, except they might actually pass on that. Nobody really has any warden opportunities. They have not backed since that Baron dance started.
Yep, filling up some of that inventory now with some of these control wards. There's a stopwatch purchased on Golden Blades, some pots even coming through for TDR. They know that this next fight they need to win, and that should be the game deciding bout. On the other side, though, it's just kind of big item completions for ROTM. The Void Staff for Colbrin, the Mercurial Scimitar completed for Benji.
But interesting. Do you think it's ever worth just sitting on Quicksilver and finishing a different item instead? Oh,
they're looking for Champ here. They're going to pull Cake into the Death Realm. Feels like Cake should probably invest in a QSS. He's been spending a lot of time in Brazil this game. Rio, not great this time of year. And now the double stopwatches. Cake able to get out with the help of the Wild Growth, and Benji will finally finish him off for the shutdown. On the other side of the map, though, TDR threatening a little bit more. The teleport is available for Golden Champ, so he'll spawn and then be able to teleport in about 10 seconds before the second Elder Dragon spawns. ROTM gonna get the reset, they get the pick, and they don't get a whole lot else. They get a couple of jungle camps. It's just the raw gold, basically, from that kill.
Yeah, it's a bit interesting that Golden Champ was up there in that scenario. I mean, feels like you would at least prefer having a little bit more vision than was available to him when that collapse happened. Regardless, maybe it doesn't cost them too heavily, as he is going to come up well in time for this TP to Elder fight. And they did burn quite a few objective timers for that, but nothing really super notable. Every ultimate specifically is back up.
Yeah, Cake won't have flash, Garethar won't have flash or heal.
And Cake won't have stopwatch either.
Yeah, so we'll see how that affects everything. But right now, the dance continuing as all of TDR has grouped up in this pixel bush. Cake trying to check it out. Benji gets pulled in by the claw. That might be very important. Although starting to auto down Springleaf. It feels like somebody is missing. Oh, it's Vbon. He's on the flank right now. Benji trying to kite back away. It's Lulu down already. Benji stuck on the pillar, trying to fight his way back out. Watch the Kog'Maw. That's the important kill. And there it falls. So TDR just brute force their way through that fight. Vbon, the last one alive, is finished off by a laser. And TDR walking down mid lane should be able to secure the 2-0 victory. A really well-played team fight by them.
Yeah, I want a graph of how much damage Golden Champ was able to put down on specifically his passive in that last fight. I mean, he was basically just standing in the middle of everybody for the entire duration, and yeah, that claw to force the flash out of Benji, really well placed. Followed up by the Seraphine ult, which got the Quicksilver as well. There's too many things that Benji gets hit by that he has to worry about in that fight. So. Well executed by TDR.
Yeah, really well played series by both teams. Just very small details going the way of TDR allow them to tip the balance. And in particular, Champ and Springleaf had just monster series. The Diana and Set game was beautiful. This one on the Mordekaiser felt very impactful for Champ as well. Springleaf, definitely contributing. 7-3-15 on Trundle, nothing to sneeze at. But yeah, congratulations to TDR. Crowstorm gonna fall to 0-1, but not done by any means. Still a full round robin to play. We'll see how we scale into it. And thank you guys for joining us tonight. If you don't follow the stream, please hit the follow button. And yeah, we're back tomorrow night with Darkwind taking on Kung Fu Cats, and there's some really stupid name after that that I'll get to say a bunch of times. I have Lexus as my co-caster, so that should be some good memes. So yeah, you won't want to miss that tomorrow. And I think that'll be it for us for the week. Anything you want to say to your adoring fans out there, Oath?
No, not tonight. That's about as good a send off as I could ask for. So.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow night for Darkwind taking on the Kung Fu Cats. No one actually predicted in the predictions, so I'm just gonna not do that, and we'll raid Runeterra Academy. So go watch one of the other Platinum matches. I don't know who's playing, but enjoy that. Bye!